Thanks for tuning in. Welcome back to the channel. So glad you're here. I'm Jimmy. We're switching lights on. Actually, we're gonna do more than that. I'm gonna take you to work with me today. A day on flat rate, making it work. Boy, we had to do that yesterday. Whoo! Tell you what, the only car that authorized the repairs took twice as long as it pays so far. It's not done yet. We're gonna try to bleed it a couple more times. That Mustang. We're gonna try to bleed it a couple more times, and if we can't get a pedal, we gotta take the transmission out, see if there's something going on with the slave cylinder. We got a Jeep evaporator to do. Giuseppe's doing a Jeep with an oil leak. Grand Cherokee got a leak in Hemi. I'm doing a Jeep Cherokee with a leak in evaporator core. After I get that Mustang sorted out. What else is going on? 66 degrees, a little chilly, but it'll be in the 80s today, so no problem in the t-shirt front. Got a beautiful sky this morning. We get to see the sunrise again, which is nice. Although I think it's supposed to rain today. Maybe later on the clouds is going to roll in and make it ugly. The lady with the dually Freightliner Mercedes Sprinter van with the blown up rear end, she says she doesn't believe us. She's driving down from Alabama or Arkansas, wherever that van's from. She's going to drive down so we can show her, because she thinks it's just loose drive shaft bolts. Got the grass mowed this morning. I'm guessing he shot grass all over my truck. I try to park it in places where the mower guy can't get around it too good, because every time he goes around a vehicle, he faces his chute towards the vehicle. Seems like it's on purpose. I don't know. Maybe it's not. But anytime he comes and cuts the grass, every car is full of grass. Not like two of them. We do have a lot of cars out there, though, don't we? Maybe that's it. Maybe we shouldn't have that many cars out there. Everything is a double-edged sword. Nothing is black or white. A lot of gray areas. Let's stop running our trap, see what we can do to get this place open and get ready for business so we can learn things, have fun, keep the world moving, get people back on the road, try to keep our own lights on. What do you say? Let's do it. Stay tuned. Oh, it's about to go down. Look at this. Oh boy, that's nice, isn't it? It's interesting. I thought I shut it off. Maybe I didn't. I gotta push the button longer. This thing's all coming apart. Evaporator should prove to be quite interesting on this gem. She's a beaut. I gotta throw out and relocate some stuff, take the seats and the console out of it, and maybe run it all through a pressure washer of some kind, but yeah, we'll see. Shouldn't be nothing but a thing. 158,830 miles on this 2017 Jeep Cherokee. I love rating a 2, and the dash is gonna come out one way or another. Quite a bit of damage and stains and stuff, so you still got to be careful. Just not as careful as if it was mint. Alright, refrigerant's already been pulled out of it by one of the other guys. It looks to me like it only might have been the expansion valve leaking. I mean, it's leaking pretty good, and it wasn't that tight. The 2 Allen bolts hold it on, then the hose. And they make it so you can get it off this end too and get it completely out of your way. The heater hoses, quick connects. So that was pretty easy. There's a lot of dye where the expansion valve and the evaporator meet. We're jumping in with both ankles. What the heck? Uh-oh. That's not... What the heck's it doing? There's no power setting on this bad boy. That's not good. Come on, Milwaukee, what are you doing? Get your act together. Let's try a different battery. Maybe something going on with the battery. Alright. Make a note. One more bolt out here. Then I think everything else happens from inside. All right, turn around. Oh, we're going inside. Oh, this little plate pulls off too. I don't know if I filmed that earlier. This little plate, after the 4 nuts are off of there and the hoses, pull that off so the studs come out of the firewall a little easier. That's the only thing I think in the engine compartment holding it. What's holding it out here is the mess. You gotta take the doors off because there's a bolt in this hole, and the door's right here. So that's cool. A lot of this stuff snaps off. The cover for the shifter. There's a couple of covers for some screws in the back of the console. The kick panels and sill plate stuff pops off. You got to take the B pillar. There's 2 pieces of the B pillar. The A pillar. You got to take that lower panel, snaps off. Then you can get the screws for the upper panel. And you got something about a radio bracket, I guess, is mounted to something you can't get from the back when you have it out. Probably. We got to get the seats out of here. But first, I might have to put the battery back. Oh, look at that, huh? I might have to put the battery back. Oh, bugs. Who saw that coming? You got bread. It's got the 4-point Torx. Because Jeep is like, hey, mechanics. How you doing? Buy more stuff. That's what we need. We need you to buy more stuff. You hungry? All right. Let me clean some of this out. I don't know what I should throw out, what I should save for him. Obviously, I'm not going to save the bread that's a couple months old, but I'll save the parfum. I'm not saving the orange juice. Call me a monster if you want. Hand sanitizer, in case you come across somebody who's a slob, you don't want to catch anything. I don't know how that all fits together in someone's world, but I'm not trying not to judge. I'm going to try to fix this car. It's all behind me. I got to take the console out and take the doors off, so I can't have too much stuff in the doors or the console. I found this handy dandy bin back there. So I'll put all the crosses and crucifixes and goat symbols and stuff back here. Got a toothbrush. Spent through some stuff. Lipstick. I don't even know what those are. I don't want to know. More ketchup. There's a candy in there. Let's put that in a safe spot. Anybody need a fork? You gotta use something to eat. You can't just be a savage. Use your hands. All right. I'm gonna finish doing this off camera, honey. I pulled the side cover off the console, and this door fell on the ground. Was not in, I guess. I don't know if it's broken. I got to take a close look at that. But look at that cabin filter. Isn't that cool? Looks like the rest of the car. This is mold or something, I think, too. It had 2 floor mats. I think that's mold, so I'm almost contemplating putting a mask on, but it's starting to get muggy later today, so. I don't know if I start feeling it all, I'll probably put a mask on. Yeah, that's mold in the cabin filter too. Coming along swimmingly so far. These all just pop out, all snap clips. You pull this piece off the side, this little sliver down here, and then the kick panel is all one piece. I got this seat unbolted. I still got to do the other side. I'll film that. I didn't pull the seat out yet because I'm like, well, I got to take the doors out to get to the bolts. And it'll be a lot easier with the door off to get the seats out, right? So I kind of like stopped myself and reanalyzed the situation. Got some jack stands precariously placed to promote the proper procurement of these potentially positioned poorly doors. There's 2 bolts and a wiring harness. So you can't get the wiring harness out of the way either with the door there. So you have to unbolt the door. I'll probably get someone to help and slide the door back a couple inches. Then you can undo the harness connectors. Hold the door. Of course, this wants to spin. What these do is, it looks like, you lift it off the hinges. I took the bolt out of here, but look how short it is. I thought it might have went all the way up, but this must be a pin. Yeah, I'm guessing when I take this bolt out, the door will still be supported. Just lift it up and move it back. That'd be pretty cool. It's not something they did for a mechanic. Don't look at that the wrong way. They did it because it really speeds something up on the assembly line, I'm guessing. The pin comes up into the door hinge side, and here the pin goes down into the door hinge side. I can turn this. Yeah, this turns in here. Ooh, they both turn. Maybe the door's heavier than I'm thinking. I'll have to get a helper. Alright, I had to hook the battery back up temporarily to get these rear seat bolts. I'm just now realizing this one needs to go forward another 8 millimeters. Makes sense. 8 millimeters is the target. My evil plan, should you choose to accept it, is to put the doors on the, lean them up against the bumper on the floor mats. It does have rubber strips on the bottom of the doors, but still, just in case. Alright, we hooked the battery back up, moved the seat forward, unhook the battery again. I'll wait another minute or two before I unplug the seat. Sometimes the seats, yeah, this has an airbag in the seat. So you definitely don't want the battery connected while you're messing with it. It's the safest way to do it. Disconnect the battery, wait a few minutes, and then have at it. Keeping my seat bolts and stuff back here, kind of keeping everything in order to some degree. This is the stuff that was in her console, personal items that are going to go back. I'll probably just put it on the passenger seat, let her put stuff where she wants. She had about 30 things hanging on the turn signals and stuff, which, if you know anything about cars, don't do that. Makes your turn signals stick on or not work and stuff like that. Put wristbands on your wrist and turn signals on your turn signals. Don't go anywhere, door. Now I gotta figure out this connector while I precariously balance the door. Everyone's pretty busy, but we'll get it. We always do. Now it's a little hinge deal that you need 2 hands for, of course, unless you're a tricky son of a gun. That's perfect. Excuse me. If no one bumps them, they're going to be fine. Look how easy that is to get to now. Thumbnail. The dash bolts that you need to get to are way down in there. Obviously, it's the only way they could have done it. They can't have, like, I would assume because of crash reasons, they can't have a tab over here where the 2 bolts are here. I mean, they used to do that. But they went to this on a lot of vehicles where you're either pulling windshields out and pulling doors out and stuff. Has to be for crash purposes, I'm guessing. What do you think? More forks. I guess I'll get to this stuff after I get the seat out. Let's just get the seat out, huh? Jimmy, focus, focus, focus. Okay. Fast and furious, bruh. Alright, the seat should be detached from where it once stayed. This aftermarket stuff, this might get tedious, but we'll see. There's quite an assortment of goodies in here. I don't want to lose any of their stuff. Put it on the windshield. And then when I get done, I should be able to lay it back in there, I hope. doesn't really fit out. You got batteries, pennies, ketchup wrappers, French fries. Man, I'm getting hungry. It's like the buffet on the cruise ship. You're not even hungry, but you go down there and you end up eating. I don't know why I got cruise ships on my mind. Oh wait, yes I do. Oh my goodness gracious, this is... We're gonna be pulling the front half of the carpet out. So there's no point in getting the shop vac now, right? Because I can just basically dump it over the garbage can after I have it out. Little cover on this bolt. I'm gonna try to leave this stuff back here so I know to do that before I put the seat in. If my memory works still, I think it'll be all right. Probably could take the console out, hose it down, actually. But we'll see. It depends on the mood. Cool story, bro. Now this, you can see the headliners are already damaged, right? On the other side, less, but it's for some reason they catch the headliner in a channel in this thing, but it doesn't make it impossible. It just makes it silly. See, it unpops from the A-pillar, but it traps the headliner. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to lower the headliner. It doesn't say anything about it. It just says uncatch it from the headliner. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna uncatch it from the headliner. Don't want to hurt the airbag. There you go. Now you gotta undo this, push the little tab down. Well, you put a little outward tension. See how easy that is? Like the Fords and stuff, it's not serviceable. Some other vehicles, they just tell you replace it when you take it off, because they don't want your evaporator to be something you consider doing. I think this is $4,600. And if you added these, they're probably $700 a piece. Speaking of money, too, I watched a video about shop expenses and all this stuff, and they explained somehow how an $8,000 job, after all their expenses and overhead and a 35% that's automatically deducted from any profit for business operating expenses or hidden costs. You know what that means? They said 35% of every repair is operating expenses right off the top. They took an $8,000 repair and whittled it down to where they only made $350 or something like that. I'm like, it's fuzzy math. Because you have no idea what percentage of each repair goes towards your overhead until the end of the month, when you see how many repairs you did, what your overhead was, and subtract, then you know your realized profit. So I'm not sure where his point was, but trying to give people the impression that an $8,000 repair only nets the shop $300 is pretty disingenuous. I'll just leave it at that. You know, from a business standpoint, I see what he was saying. I gotta take the console and the steering column out next. And I'm gonna pull that other seat out so I get more light too. There's grass all over this car too. Ah, well, what are you gonna do? Lever latch. Well, in these seats, when you pull these out, you want to try not to pull this handy dandy little lever, because then the seat tracks do weird stuff because they're not bolted down anymore. Someone's Visa card, we don't want that. I'm gonna get some of this food out of here. Oh, there's a quarter. Not doing real good. Body cream. Okay, mayonnaise. Oh, that goes together. That makes sense to me. I got to do the rear bolt on this side of the console too. Let's see. Oh, the bolt's not tight. That's cool. Look, the bolt's just laying in the hole. I'm guessing someone did an evaporator on this before and left that expansion valve a little loose. That's why it was leaking, but can't be sure. I'll know when I get it apart. Okay, there's a couple more panels I got to take off to get the console out. Once the control unit, control panels unplugged, one connector. This fits through here sideways. You can lift it up. And then you got a connector here, and I think that's 2 connectors actually, I see. It's slimy. There's literally like soda or something all over it. I don't know what it is, but it's slimy. Nasty. I'm not going to be able to film everything on this car. I've had some people say, you missed a step, you didn't show me how to do it, you know. I want to show you how to do it. I want to show you what's involved in doing it, but I'm not really doing step-by-step instruction manuals. I mean, I hope the videos help, but to scold me because I missed a step, I think you kind of missed the point. I'm basically showing people how to do my job while I'm at work doing my job, hoping it'll help someone. I do welcome the positive critiques though. I know there's a lot. Oh, I couldn't get it. Hope that makes sense. I know a lot of you guys are very supportive and watch my videos all the time, and that's awesome. I didn't need to disconnect most of those. That's cool. I'm fine. I'm learning. Those 2. It's so slimy and I'm so grossed out that I'm not even really thinking with a very clear head, but it's been a weird week anyway. So that doesn't help either, but my goodness gracious, man. I didn't need to take any of those out. That'll be in the video. Look at this. What is that? Do you know? Schmutz. I think that's what it is. Those 2 10s and the console should come out. I gotta wipe my hands down. I don't want you guys to catch whatever I'm gonna get. My hands weren't greasy till that. I'm gonna put it back together now, so I have to deal with it when I'm back to this part. The little lock thing was a clue too. The good thing, the Jeep guys who do like 4 of these a week, they know all that stuff. I gotta rinse this off. Bye. Where'd you go? All right, he's shy. That's fine. That bolt's shy. Doesn't like being on camera. Gonna go with your friend? Huh? You gonna go hang out with your friend? I know you want to, but guess what? You're grounded. You're not going. How about that? I didn't want to touch my tools and stuff. Whatever this connector is in here should be it. There you go. I'll find the other bolt when I find the other bolt. How do you like that? When I'm good and ready. I want to step on this with my feet due to the schmegma level. See how easy it is? It pays too much. Should be like 3 hours. I'm two hours in so far. Or I can save some time. I don't have to take the B-pillar trim off. They only want you to take it off because it goes under it by about 1 inch. I can save 10 minutes. I'll save 10 minutes. Oof. They don't mention anything about removing lighters, and pens, and money, but ooh, nail clippers. It's like 5 nail clippers I found in this car. It's crazy. Peanuts, delicious. Got a couple hours to lunchtime, but boy, I'm hungry now. See? I didn't have to do any B-pillar work. Don't tell the folks at Dodge, because they'll alter the directions and take 2 hours off the ticket, off the labor. Really should hose the carpets out. What I do with that is I try to go above and beyond, and I feel like I do on every repair, honestly, but sometimes you don't feel like you're where you should be time-wise, so you cut out a lot of the frivolities that you would normally do. That's just how it is. It's flat rate, baby. I'm gonna try to get some of this off in the garbage can. Nobody wants some pennies, do they? Now, you gotta take that out because of these ducts. These ducts. Get all my ducts in a row. That's what it says. Use a flat blade tool like a screwdriver to remove the ducts. To which I reply, okay, you got it. Now in the past I've wrestled with these a little bit and I've tried to avoid taking it out. Oh look, I found the bolt that tried to get away. But when you have the evaporator attached to the dash and you have to carry it out the side with a buddy, these little ducts make it a real treat. So we're not doing that. I'm taking them out. Well, I guess this stays here, this harness, but the shifter comes out. So we need to get that out of the way. You see all this stuff in here? This is why modules that are in here and shifters go bad and stuff. I mean, that's, you know what I'm saying? Anytime you spill a drink or something, you really, at your earliest convenience, clean it up, because it turns into like this gel and seeps into all the modules. Could get in the airbag module, the shifter solenoids and switches, and can cause all kinds of weird issues. Joe just had a expedition. It was the same way. Piece of cake, baby.
Fuck that stuff, Frank.
Piece of cake, baby. Big money. He didn't want to do this job. He did the Hemi one. So now he came over to show me how much easier the one he's doing is. That's why we call it making it work, baby. That is why we named the channel the way we did. 10 millimeters on this brace. I got distracted from the column, but we'll get back to that soon. Don't worry. Don't you fret. Now the airbag module will stay in, I believe. I can see the steering column 13 millimeter down here. So let's see if that's what we're going to have to take apart, or is it at the top? I got a couple. First I got to take off. I'm going to take this panel down. I think it'd be easier if it comes off. I think it does. I mean, before the steering column. It does look like it's got a weird baggy kind of attached to it, but yeah, we'll see. Take them 7s out of the side and see if it pops off. 7. 7. Ow. You guys hit me, man. That's not nice. Why would you do that? I haven't done anything to you. Come on now. I'm at the point where there's so many screws, I'm not sure where I want to put them, but I think that's what we'll do.
That's insane.
Yeah. Yep, because the bolts are in here.
Oh, wow. Are you okay if I take a picture of you working on it?
Yeah, yeah.
I want to show people
Show the people.
that
Dr.
working on cars sometimes is not easy.
Dr. Mitchell is on the job. Oh wait, that's the other guy. Never mind.
Dr. Myers.
Dr. Myers is on the job. Should be close to coming off now, I think. Oh, there it goes. Something happened. If I can, I'll pry from the other side, but it's not going to let me, I suppose. There it is. Electrical connectors. Oh, you know why? Because that one goes to nothing. That's cool. Remember that later. If you look in here, there's nothing there. It's a dummy. So, got to make a mental note. Anything weird, the problem is when there's so much going on, the way I do it, I don't try to remember every single thing. You do kind of accidentally, subconsciously, but I make a conscious effort of weird things, plugs into nothing, going back together. I won't be going, where the heck? There's no switch in here for that. So, I'm guessing they have a panel for certain option headlight switch deal, and this connector would go there, but I don't know. Some of you Dodge experts tell me. My Dodge experts watching. They're horrified right now going, oh my God, I'd have had that out an hour ago. I know. That's one of the beauties of doing something over and over and over and over when you're working on junk made by the Jeep Corporation. I gotta go look in the instructions, but I'm guessing these two electrical connectors, and you pull the harness out of the car, because this is a whole car wiring harness here. There you go. Now, if I can finish getting, oh, there's also another one. Some kind of satellite deal. Looks like the harness side of the connector. Closeout panel, okay. That's got to come off, I wasn't sure. Now I'm sure. Down here, oh, there's another screw. You Fiat guys, I feel for you, working on this junk all the time. There you go. Now, but I do want to get this harness out of my way so bad stuff doesn't happen to it. I breezed through the instructions a little bit on this, but not. Oh, okay, so that's cool. They make it so you got to take it out twice. Take it out of there, take it out of there, and then you still got to disconnect it because of that. Why not just have one connector? Yeah. Works for them. I'll make it work. I can't change it, but I do like to point it out and complain about it. That's how I work. Makes me feel better going, what are you doing? But it doesn't fix anything. There's one screw at the top, the bezel all snaps off. Then you got to unsnap the steering column shroud so that you can lower the steering column to some degree. I think I might have to lift it out of the hole because this bracket is welded in part of it. Alright, steering column's out. That was fun. I took the main bolts out.
Oh, the Sonata's done.
Those guys right there.
What's that? With the air filter and the battery?
They go in here. And now, oh, boar's head. They got wholesale boar's head coming in. We're gonna give boar's head meat to all our customers. Alright, that's probably not what we're gonna do. I love me some boar's head though. I got my table ready. I gotta get a helper. Carry this dash out of here. I think it'll fit. I'm not really sure. I'm gonna find out though. It says to take this off too. I think I gotta do that. I was gonna try to worry about it if I had to take it off later. But I've been burned by that too many times lately. I'm just gonna pop it off of there and make sure there's no bracket behind there, because it does feel like something's holding it. It does say to remove that bracket for the radio for some reason. I don't know why. I also found out while I was seeing something else feels like it's. Something else feels like it's holding the dash. So I read a little further in the instructions. I got to take the whole wiper cowl assembly off. There's just 2 bolts under that. It also wants you to mark where the dash is according to the door sill, and I want you to measure from the bracket to the door sill edge. I guess to where the weather stripping is probably best. I guess it's adjustable or something. Yeah, see that adjustment there? There's adjustments, so you want to make sure they don't move too much. I guess, I don't know if the cars have so much tolerance that they have to have an adjustable dash so everything fits. But I mean, if this gap's good, you would think the dash would be a consistent size, but they wouldn't have to do that. But I've seen stranger things. Good show. Well, that's almost tragic. Luckily, nothing happened. I don't make the rules. I just break them. I don't know where it went. You guys see where it went? That's going to be funny when I slow-mo it. I might have to find another wiper arm bolt. I'm not, but... Oh, here it is. Didn't think it went too far. Alright, it's gonna make me get tools out. I got tools, that's no problem. Just gotta find them. I want to break a windshield. The problem is this goes too far over the glass. So to hammer it, hit the glass. You think this job was exciting before then? It would only be more exciting, I suppose. Part of the excitement. Yeah, excitement. Maybe that's not the right word. What's a better word for it? Part of the catastrophe? Part of the show? Oh, you know what, too? This car's been in a wreck. I was showing the guys all the bodywork and paint, all the dirt in the paint. Of course, Giuseppe's like, "Oh, that's what your truck's gonna look like." Ooh, 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 ooh. I'm like, yeah, no, I don't think so. I spent $500 on a tent and fans and stuff to try to keep it from happening. Probably could have rented a spray booth at this point. Would have been cheaper. But I would have had to transport the truck and tow it and stuff. That would have added to the expense. Right? I'm going to see where this comes out at. Don't worry, I'm going to edit this down for you guys. Race bike. 2017. That's 39 years old. Junk. How many of these do you think they'll be in a museum someday and someone will be wanting to hot rod it and restore it?
Hey, Jimmy.
Yeah.
Can I stop there what you're doing real quick?
Okay, what do you got?
Kimberly's back with the Avalanche.
Okay.
She had her engine that came on. It was a limp mode.
Okay.
I did turn it on and drove it like maybe 2 feet down.
Okay.
No engine light, and it doesn't seem to be in limp mode.
Okay.
So I told her we'll pull the codes and see if there's any stored code in that.
All right. I'm almost certain someone's going to pop out from behind the corner. You're on candid camera. You guys see anything? I got to go look at the red Avalanche. You guys are familiar with that one, right? 300,000 mile Avalanche. She wants everything perfect. Can't understand why the light would come on. And every time we look at it, there's nothing wrong. I don't feel clips under here of any kind. Oops. A lot of these plastic panels, right when they feel like they're going to break, they let go. And I waste a lot of time trying not to break them. I wanted to pop this off before I go look at her truck to see what I'm dealing with for dash bolts and stuff. But some of you probably remember this cream puff. Very nice Chevy Avalanche. 293,000 miles. We did ABS and fixed the lighting and some other things. She's got a TP sensor code. PO220, which would certainly put it in limp mode. It's not doing it now. Check engine light wasn't on, but the code was there. So I got my top down one in let's test the engine speed control mode. Let's drown out the fast and furious cars, the motorcycles and ambulances a second. I can control the idle from here. If you watch these data PIDs at the top, I can control them. We can bring the idle down. I just push increase and decrease, and it should follow relatively close. It won't be exact, but it should be in the ballpark, going maybe under and over a little bit. You can even do it with the engine off. This is to see the ability to control the throttle body, and if the sensor mirrors what it's telling it to do. It goes up about 20 or 30 RPM, not much at a time. That's kind of weird. Oh, you know what? The AC is probably cycling. Let's do this. Turn off the AC, make it a little more consistent. It's going to get warm, but we'll be all right. Not that hot yet. It's like 80 degrees, so it's pretty accurate as well. So the desired and actual are all we're really looking to do. I'm going to bring it back down. You don't have to go down. I can go like this and go out of it. Engine speed control and the tack system. Active test. What I can do also is see if it reset any codes. No trouble codes. I can also go into live data. I can turn the engine off, key on, engine live data, throttle actuator control, throttle desired angle, indicated angle, and we can go to graph, and we could even combine them if we wanted to get crazy, but I think we'll just do it this way. And I'm going to push the gas pedal, and we'll see if the desired and the actual match what the gas pedal tells it. This little dropout is very concerning. I'm going to let it back off, let it stabilize, and we'll go back up and see if it drops out again. I'm going to go all the way. Most of the time when these throttle bodies are worn out and they're starting to give trouble is right at the spot where you cruise on the road. That's where the throttle's at most of the time. It's either idle or, you know, roughly 1800 RPM or so going down the road to work and stuff. So that tends to be where there's like copper windings, almost like a rheostat. And this is literally a little tiny one inside the throttle body. And when it gets all wonky, sections will make bad connections and the voltage will drop off. That's why I don't like what happened at the beginning a little bit. I'm going to full throttle. I was making the graph less sensitive, opening the window. And that'll shrink back down a little bit. We're back at idle. I'm going to do this a few times, see if I see any weird dropouts again, like that one I saw the one time. It could be where it's just starting to act up on her and gave her that limp mode trouble. She lives kind of far away too, that's why she's waiting for it. So it's kind of, I'm just about to pull a dash out of this car. I was hoping to have it out by lunch, but lunch is still 45 minutes away, so maybe I will. And this is not doing it now, so that's not going to help us out. And you can go fast too sometimes. That'll do something. All I'm doing is pushing the gas and letting up. And I'm only looking at the throttle body. I'm not looking at the gas pedal sensors. The code that it's set, throttle position sensor, is not gas pedal position. It literally means the throttle body was supposed to be at a certain angle and the voltage either dropped off or wasn't what it wanted. It felt like it couldn't control it. It puts the car in limp mode so no one gets hurt. Anytime it's not sure about it, puts it in limp mode. It's one of those things with the cool technology. I mean, this car's 300,000 miles on it. And that's me being a mechanic, she's a brave woman. She was in the Air Force and all. She's a pretty cool lady. But honestly, 300,000 miles, I'd be like tooling around town with this car. I wouldn't be going too far because stuff like this happens at any moment. Every time you go somewhere, you have to wonder, am I going to make it? Which, not a big deal. You have to be towed if you're on the side of the road a little while. But with a newer car, you're a lot less likely to have that trouble. And you have roadside service if you do. Someone will come get you. But new cars are really expensive now. So people have been fixing them. And it's good for me. The only problem is, like, she's a pretty cool lady, so I don't have too much trouble. But some people aren't understanding. They're driving a 300,000 mile vehicle. I was just here last month. You just worked on it. Now it goes into limp mode. What happened? What did you do? That's 75% of people they're driving a 300,000 mile car because they don't want to spend money. So they get mad when they have to. And they don't understand why you fix a car and something else could happen a month later, because you can't predict what's going to happen in a month with all of these sensors and electronics. This car's just new enough to have quite a few. When I did the topology scan in the beginning, it had 24 potential modules and the car's got 16. So anyway, I'm going to play with this a while, see if it'll show me something. And if it doesn't, there's not much I can do for her. She'd have to leave it with me so we can play with it and get it to act up. And also I can tell her if it happens, you got to get to the side of the road, shut it off and restart it. It'll probably be fine again for a little while. But right now it's not doing anything. I got matching patterns like mad. So I saw that one glitch. That indicated angle dropped off. But I don't know, sometimes the scanner can miss a signal for a second because it's all Bluetooth, right? I'm going to ask him how much longer he wants me to play with it. Or should I get back on the evaporator? I did clear all the codes. Since all the codes are gone, if the code resets, then I'm very, very likely it's a throttle body. You got to really check the connectors on these. There's like 6 or 8 wires on them. I forget exactly how many, but one of those little wires, if you wiggle it and try to pull on it, see if the insulation will break, the copper's broken inside. I've seen that a lot on some of these older ones too, especially with a lot of miles like this. So we'll see what we're gonna do with this car. Probably be back on pulling that dash out, I'm thinking. Me and Joe carried it out, put it on this big plastic table. It's kind of precariously balanced. Like if you push forward, it'll flip over. So what I'm going to do is try to put it where nothing too bad will happen. I might have to put something under here to hold it up just in case. If the wind blows, it'll go over. Because the AC box is what leverages it this way. Now I got a disassembly AC box somewhere, but I got a dash on my workbench. Uh-oh. Well, that escalated quickly. Got my new evaporator, got my old evaporator, got my box apart. I'm gonna clean some of this dye out of here so it doesn't look like it's still leaking. The only thing I can see is around this area, but it also looks like it's been done before because some of the screws are different. And see how they get quite a bit thicker. So they were only put in about halfway. I'm going to try to see if I can find some replacement screws. There was also one screw missing. It's possible Jeep did that, but I doubt it. So we're going to go back together here in a second. Make sure this is going to sit where I think it sits. Something like this. It's not bent exactly the same as the other one. It's close though. Yeah, I'll figure it out. Here's the other half over here. It goes like this. Wish I had more workspace, but when you gotta blow an entire car apart, workspace is not their concern, I guess. Gotta line these pins up. Something like that. Oh, here it is. I think there's another piece missing. Now he's like, you think you can do the cam center today too on the Avalanche? I'm like, it's 2:30. To have the strength to not complain about it. I'm trying to get these pins engaged. You guys probably can't even see anything because there's a lot of sunlight coming in. There's pins I gotta get engaged down here, and they don't really want to fit. It's the best these guys can come up with, man. I know. Quit complaining, Jimmy. That's all you do is complain. How can I work on it? Because I work on junk all day. That's why. Well, the evaporator's in the way. I can't get this in. But you have to have the evaporator in to get this in. That's cool. There's a pin there. And there's a pin there. That pin. And that pin. But it's pushing on the evaporator already. I don't know. After fumbling with it for about 15 minutes, I got it in, but it doesn't seem too happy about the whole thing. I even took it back out and made sure it was the same thickness as the original one, which I don't think that's an original one either, like I mentioned. I got to put a screw in there, the outside cover over that like I had it earlier. It's just amazing how they come up with this stuff. And the funny thing for me is, I just pictured them high-fiving each other. And, hey man, that came out awesome. Great work, Mario. You are our top engineer this year. Congratulations. Should go in easier, I think, because I've already forced it to line up with the other stuff, so it should help the next Lego go on a little better. There was a screw missing from here. I got screws underneath it, but I want to get something in place before I try to move it. I basically need 15 feet of workbench to really do this and have a comfortable working area. The way I'm doing this is I'm making it work kind of way. It's not like the most productive or efficient way. I've got parts laid all over the place, trying to remember the order they go in. Hopefully I do. Worst thing that happens, take something back off, go a little backwards. I still got to find some screws. I think this goes like that. I still got to find some screws for the ones that were missing. Really don't want to smash it on the ground. That would be bad. Then it would be leaking again. That's the one that was missing. The blower motor goes back on. And I'll see if there's something else I got to do. This is the air temp sensor for the evap. Now this kind of snaps in place and screws in place. The snaps go over these. There you go. Now, there are hidden screws, which I'm surprised are not missing. Show you where they go. Right down in there. There's one on the other side as well. Down inside there. And then this piece goes on the top, which is actually the bottom. This is where the cabin filter goes. Blower. I almost wonder if someone had this all apart to do the blower motor. These screws might go in there. Maybe they go in there, huh? We're going to find out. I don't want to force them and split the case. Yeah, see, it is the bigger screws. So the bigger screws are put in the wrong place because there was regular Phillips in the blower motor. No worries, I got a tool for those. I got to put my bit in, and my Torx. Those are in here. Pretty funny. So now I'd actually have to find a bigger screw to go down here. I'm getting it. Let's see what I can find for a screw. I still got to take this off of here. It's probably got to be turned a little bit. It's a little crooked. So let's see if I can find one more big screw. I stack them. I like stacking them. That's fine. I found a screw. It's not exactly the same, but it's got the larger threads for plastic. That's what we want. The other two, all three of the motor screws weren't very tight either, which you definitely got to be careful with plastic, but they weren't tight. So there's that. I'm waiting to hear if we're going to do anything with the Avalanche, anything further, but in the meantime, I'm going to continue playing with this one. I got to get these Allens out of here and see if the expansion block will fit before I get too crazy. Hopefully I don't have to take it back apart. That would be terrible. It goes like that. This is what you see in the engine compartment. Flipped around though. That's the bottom. Alright. Oh, I gotta get a cabin filter too. I didn't tell him yet. Hey, it holds air pressure. That's good news. I need to get my gaskets. Just not liking the way these tubes want to be twisted a little differently. And make sure this thing's going on now, not later. Uh-oh. Here's what I'm talking about, this aftermarket one. This little bracket that it goes to. It's a little different. See that bracket? Versus a bracket that I meant to put on before I put it all together. Which I think I'm going to have to. So I'm going to have to open this back up, I think. Alright. Undo. See, I have to put this in now because I can't line it up out of the car. How's it gonna line up when it's in the car? I'll give you a pro tip. It's not gonna. And then I'm gonna be really sad. It's probably why it was leaking. Because it was hard to line up in the car or something and they tried to do it afterwards. I don't know why I'm insisting on this piece of foam. It's not gonna do anything. Everything's all tweaked. And it's like the tubes aren't even bent the same. What the heck? Wow. Could you imagine if I was doing this in the car, bending over the radiator support? I think that's an Allen. This blower case portion of it sticks way past the dash when you're putting it in the hole. So everything's all seated good. All right. This is the piece that I fumbled with for 20 minutes earlier. Let's see if it goes better this time. It almost lines up. There you go. When I'm having fun with a repair, I'll do it 2 or 3 times just for entertainment purposes, just to enjoy myself. Something this much fun? Oh yeah. God, man, I don't understand how these guys come up with this stupid stuff. Always take the plastic bag off your air filter. Don't laugh. I've seen it. I was just at the quick lube place. They put a cabin filter in and changed my oil, and now my fan doesn't work. Nuh-uh. Can't believe they pay somebody $11 an hour and they didn't do a good job. Where is the cover? It's over here somewhere. It's tucked in behind the passenger side door where it belongs. I'm doing the Avalanche too. They want it by tomorrow morning. I guess I should start on it soon, but I want to get this case back together. So I don't want to try to trust my memory tomorrow or the day after or whenever I get back to it. Oh, I see the clips are broken. Well, that is absolutely terrible news. How am I going to get it to stay on now? Let me let them know and see if one of these covers is available. That you can get to with it in the car. I can always put a piece of tape on it for now, and if they have to order one, we can change it later. Heater core goes back in. That's the dash seal. You really should change these if you got a car that you're doing yourself, you really like your car, you really want it all sealed up real well. Get these gaskets and get you some of that. High performance. Some Phillips screws on those. Put a piece of duct tape on this for now. I guess we're about ready to put it back up on the dash at least. I still haven't figured out why they tell you to loosen the radio bracket. I took those 2 bolts out, but they don't go into the HVAC case. It's kind of strange. It's going to be really weird, contrasty. I apologize. It's the only magnet in the building right here. Oh, you already discharged down to 28% too. I just 75. That means I left the camera running a long time. I got a lot of footage to edit. That's all right. We're having so much fun. We don't want to stop the edit machine. Let's keep it rolling, baby. Goes down on the 2 studs on top. I wish I had a foam gasket for the top of the HVAC box, but I don't. Got 2 bolts and 2 nuts. Then I got to put some of my ducts on. And the ducts go in here. Once you put this in, just a plastic push pin in that. One on the other side. With my 4 bolts. And this is where that panel on the outside was. I took those 4 bolts out and pulled that plastic plate off, thinking that it held it in. It doesn't. You would see studs coming out of here or something like that, probably, right? We're learning. Every day, we learn something. Change my tool over. Back to the bit driver. Back to the 10. Now, this goes in here, and this goes.
We don't scratch the door.
I was worried about scratching my ass. Now, up into the firewall. I don't feel any kind of catches or anything. Feel a catcher at all?
Is it supposed to latch on anything or just slides in?
I don't know. I think it slides in, but shit. I didn't bring anything to get a bolt started. Yeah, probably gotta slide it over. Let's see. Yep, it's not forward enough yet. Something happened.
It's all the way your way.
Yeah. Oh. Chrysler really nailed it on that setup.
Yeah. You think it'd give you a hook? Like a lot of the cords.
They don't seem to really be too concerned about with how hard or easy it is afterwards. It's like Dr. Frankenstein, how happy he was when the Frankenstein monster woke up. But his joy is quickly overcome by reality not long after. I think I'm in the threads. Yep, the bolt stayed in. Shouldn't go anywhere now. I got 2 bolts in, but that was fun. This pays way too much labor. I don't want to tighten it too much, but I want to at least get this dash in. And he wants me to get on the Avalanche. That's got to be done first.
Oh, does it?
Yeah. Got to go in, I think.
Got to go in?
Yep. Oh, it's got to go up.
Got to go up?
Once I pull this out a little bit, wait. Where'd it go? Wait a second.
The pocket magnet?
Nope. We've got a piece of foam in here so the bolts don't fall down into Never Never Land. It's got to go up.
like the Nissan where it's got some holes or some bolts that come in behind the wipe?
Yep.
Nice.
Thank you, sir. I'm gonna get a couple more bolts in this and go on the Avalanche. Whew, good workout. That is a good workout. Now, this may not look like a Chevy Avalanche, but we're working on that too, don't you worry. We got the dash in, you saw that. I got it all bolted up. I got the engine compartment stuff buttoned up so that I could put it on a vacuum and leave it on a vacuum overnight and to make sure it holds a good vacuum. And while you guys are charging, I pulled the intake off of this and I pulled the cam sensor out. We're going to do the throttle body. Look at that poor thing. That's a 300,000 mile throttle body. She goes, you know what? I said, it's not doing it. She said, you know what? Just put a throttle body on it, change the cam sensor like we talked about, and we'll see how it goes. So I cleaned it off a little bit, got it ready to go. The gaskets look pretty new on this. I think someone did knock sensors not long ago. I think they're getting AC Delco cam sensor and throttle body. It's gonna be like a brand new truck. And we are fitting to close this thing down. It's a mad dash. We're trying to get a lot of stuff done before Joe goes on vacation, which is Wednesday, Thursday, Friday this week. Closing it up. So thanks for watching. Appreciate your company today. Hard day, man. I feel like I was at the gym for 3 hours. But I'll show you going back together on the Avalanche tomorrow on what we're doing to that. And then we'll finish this one up tomorrow too. Lord willing. Click the like button on the way out. Subscribe if you're new. Hope I see you in another video. You're awesome.